From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast in sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hello.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold beer and let's get after it. We have got one of Brandon's and I's favorite beer, Tailgate Peanut Butter Milk Stout.
Well, I would like to highlight that it's more of my favorite beer. It was literally the 101 draft pick in the beer draft with Manny Blue. So
it's so good.
So that's all I'm gonna say, dude. It is so good.
Our palate is all over the place. We've drank this. We drank some champagne for some video. Oof.
Oh my goodness. I've had an issue opening this beer. Oh, we got it. We got some technical difficulties here.
While he is trying to drink that beer, I want to say
I'm trying to open it, man. I'm trying to open it.
Happy Juneteenth to everyone out there. Go out, celebrate. And today we've got playoff coverage, ridiculous vacation reviews, the summer of Bond continues,
boom, boom, boom,
and
boom.
much more. Don't forget to check us out on What a Maneuver and Patreon to support the show. Come see us June 26th at Tailgate Headquarters over on Charlton Pike. We will be joined by Paul and Zach McCann. That'll be a great time. And you know, in some personal news first, we are celebrating here. It was my birthday this weekend, and Brandon's engaged.
Woo! Happy late birthday, bro! Happy late birthday, bro.
Happy engagement.
Thank you, bro. We should have beer.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Man, it feels good to be back. I know for you guys, we were here last week when you guys heard our Seattle Fantasy expansion, which we promise we will soon get in front of a TV and we will play that game.
We're going to. We had decided to do it after the NHL playoffs anyway, so we're not behind schedule.
I mean, we said that last year after last year's NHL playoffs, after the bubble playoffs, but
it was not a real playoffs.
We never specified which playoffs it'd be after.
Well, the season started so quickly after the fact. It was not our fault that we totally forgot and just didn't do it.
Yeah, but you know what we're about.
Is, you know.
We're drunks.
We are, and we make up a lot of stuff when we're on the show. So to be purely honest, it's just amazing that we remembered that we were going to do it at all. So...
Yeah, but all right. How are you this week, bud?
I am doing good, man. I know we had talked a couple weeks back about me going to the beach and needing it. Bro, I needed it. It was amazing. We got some content coming from the beach that we're going to get up, mostly Kong videos, pretty much all that I got. I'm doing well. I'm excited about potentially going to Topgolf tomorrow for your birthday, late birthday. Really looking forward to the live show. I'm super excited about that. But in less than 3 weeks, we'll be headed to Baltimore, baby. Yeah, man, the Dirty 30. It's finally here. So I'm doing well. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Hit the big 2-9. So I'm just... Had a low-key birthday, celebrated with the fam, went to the pool. I think we did some Topgolf. This originally was not my birthday party, Topgolf, but we were going with some friends, and I was telling my wife, I was like, so I'm turning this into my birthday thing.
Whatever.
So I'm inviting my people, gonna get drunk, gonna get some Kong footage. It's a work event. I'm working.
That's what I always say when I have to leave an event or something dumb early. I'm like, well, there's a sporting event on. It's my job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we are officially getting paid for this.
So we all over on social media, when this is not a mid-roll or pre-roll, but
this one's free.
This one's free. We are officially brand ambassadors. We're officially sponsored by Kong Beer Bong, the best way to drink your beer. Make sure in the episode description, you will see a URL and a code. Use that URL to go get all the stuff you need to fulfill your drinking wants. and we will get a little bit commission and it'll help grow the show for you guys at home. But let's jump straight into the news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
The Rangers have hired Gerard Gallant. Gallant. That's a big hire, man. It's about time. I don't know what was going on, why nobody was hiring him, but that's a great pickup for them.
Yeah, amazing pickup. I'm jealous, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
We had talked about that being a potential Preds option.
He was the belle of the ball, man.
He was. Good hire by the Rangers. I don't know if that means he now has to put out ridiculous statements about how, hockey players are assaulting other players, but was that contractual? I have no idea, but I am jealous because he's a hell of a coach, and I'm interested to see where the Rangers are going to go from here. So
Pekka Rinne wins the 2021 King Clancy Trophy for his work in the community. For a guy who this very well could be his last year, it's great to see him getting some recognition. I didn't really know he was up for it until they announced him. I think that
it's not one of those big time awards that that are highlighted and stuff, but it's an awesome award for him to win that arguably he should have won a long time ago.
Yeah. And, when in his acceptance speech and we're talking with the press afterwards, he did mention how a lot of the attention that the team gives the community is thanks to Barry Trotz. When he was here, he made it very clear to the players that, being an NHL player is not just what you do on the ice. It's how you work with the community of where you play. And so, Barry Trotz definitely left his mark on this team.
Yeah, definitely. And it's super important. I mean, not that it's not important everywhere. And I don't think that any other organization doesn't feel this way, but it's extremely important in a Southern non-hockey city to leave your mark. I'm proud to have had, if this is his last season, if it's not his last season, if he goes and plays somewhere else, I'm proud to have had Pekka Rinne as a long-term member of the Predators and a Swedish, it's Swedish, right?
Finnish, I think.
Swedish. He's a Norwegian Nashvillian. Okay.
Well, Norway's he's a Scandinavian Nashvillian.
Scandinavian was the word I was looking for. I went all three. Just in case. I just want to cover the Scandinavian countries. It has been a pleasure watching him play hockey, but it's been more of a pleasure to see the type of person that he's been here and what he's done for the community. So glad to talk about him winning this award.
I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about what will come soon. I assume the game that we are at where they are raising his numbers to the rafters.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great day in Nashville. A sad, but also great day.
A sad, but great day and a well-deserved day. And one of those, and I hope they don't hear about this, one of those that I'll pay pretty much any money to get in that building when they do it.
Since I was going to take you, noted.
Noted. Yeah. Hey, bro, I'll pay you any money. Just put it on my Broconomy tab. Okay.
All right. So the draft lottery results came in while we were on break. Any surprises that you thought? A quick rundown going from 10 to 1. Ottawa, Vancouver, the Kings, San Jose, Detroit, Columbus, the Devils, Anaheim at number 3, Seattle at number 2, Buffalo at number 1. I am just very happy Seattle didn't get number 1.
No real surprises, honestly. It's one of those rare instances in which
the worst team who deserved number 1 got number 1.
Way worse than Seattle ever. You
could say that Seattle was the best team of that group.
I would argue that. I mean, it's one of those rare things, though, seriously, where there's not that team that you're like, oh, they had one bad season and now they get a top 5 draft pick and now they're, they had an injury and that's why we're down.
Like, I feel like if Columbus had gotten top 3, I would have felt a little salty about that.
Yeah,
but they also shipped out everybody. They cleaned house this season.
That, and I mean, they got some great defensemen and some good players, but I wouldn't argue that they have any superstars. I mean,
and I think while we were going, I forgot to put on here, I think Torts is officially out of there now, or that might have happened. I can't remember if that happened before break.
No, I think we talked about that.
Okay.
Torts was out. I think I like. I'm not complaining about any of these.
Yeah.
The Rangers aren't well.
Would you
up
have complained
there.
if Seattle had number 1 pick?
No.
Okay.
No, I, mean,
I wouldn't
they're
have
expansion.
complained. I wouldn't have liked it as much as I like, Buffalo. I felt like I don't honestly. I think that like Buffalo being the worst team by a long shot, and it didn't look like they tanked.
Not even close.
I don't like that they only had like a less than 15% chance to get number 1. I feel like that percentage should be higher for them to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why we've gotten things like the Blackhawks getting so high picks over the time, Oilers getting such high picks throughout the time frame. I like this top 10. I think it's 10
I think it worked out very well.
Top 10
not
picks.
Controversial, just the way a draft lottery should be.
Agreed.
It was weird. So I was listening on the radio and it was fine. Apparently on the TV, there was a lag between the video of the guy pulling the ball and the TV. So the guy would pull the ball, but before it would even pull, the graphic coming from in-house was already showing who had the pick. So it was like, we're getting ready to pull it. And you would see like New Jersey pop up at number 4. And you're like, all right, let's pull number 4. And everyone's like, oh, it's rigged. It's like, no, man, there's like lag. I mean, the people at the graphics department is getting their graphic out a lot sooner than the actual live video.
Yeah, I mean, that's a TV thing. That's clearly an issue with the TV pro. I mean, you guys are watching it live, like what we're seeing, right? Like you're able to see what we see when we see it. So, yeah. But I mean, that's, if that's the worst thing that happened at the draft lottery, I think, good day for the NHL.
Not a lot of news. Let's hop over to outside the NHL. I guess we got to hit
the horn. We don't have a lot.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
Hey, Bob, any no-hitters?
No.
The comeback
We're
is
still,
real.
We're still sitting at 6. We just passed the 60 game mark.
The comeback is real.
Not gonna lie, when I saw that, I forgot. I was for some reason my brain was like, oh, I thought it was an 82 game season. So I was like, oh, he's probably gonna get it. But then he reminded me it's a full MLB season. There's a lot of time left on the clock to get that at least one more no hitter.
Right.
And I just have
He was like, bro, I don't think we're going to hit it. We're at 60 games. I'm like, there's 162 games in the season, Bobby. Don't crowd in on my feeling down on yourself section yet. Okay.
But yeah, so, all right. That's about it for outside the NHL. I tried to look up some other stuff. Aaron Rodgers still isn't showing up to practice.
NBA playoffs are going on.
I think Phoenix swept or someone swept. Someone swept somebody.
Yeah, I believe
I tune into First Take for about 10 minutes, and all they're talking about is basketball, so I tune out pretty quick.
Yes, the Suns.
I will say that I think his name is Nikola Jokic, got the MVP. Jokic. So my dyslexic ass read that as, I guess, Luka Doncic. And as someone who has a lot of money on Luka Doncic winning the MVP, I bet
Luka Doncic.
I bet $60 and it was like plus 2,500 odds.
Yeah.
And so I read it and I was like, oh, that's a foreign name. And my brain read it as that. And I'm like, boom, baby, let's do this.
Get money for them foreigners.
And then I spent all my money and then I looked. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't spend the money, but I looked and I was like, oh, different foreigner.
We all the money we've made from the Kong sponsorship gone. Gone. Yes, the Suns swept the Nuggets. Brooklyn and the Bucks are also in. 76ers and my Hawks. Let's go Hawks, baby. Let's go. And the Jazz and the Clippers. The Jazz and the Clippers are tied 2-2. Sixers and the Hawks are tied 2-2, and then the Bucks and the Nets 2-2. So we're down to the remaining 7 teams with the Suns moving forward.
Cool. So they move into the semifinals?
Yeah, they're in the final 4.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
Whatever. Yeah, semifinal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So main topic of the day, we've got our playoff review. A quick round 2 wrap up. Islanders beat the Bruins 4-2.
Wow. I mean,
yeah,
I've been talking up the Islanders all year.
Lost a little bit of money on Bruins not going all the way. You talked me
I
into
lost
it.
I lost a little bit. I mean, I lost like $10.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not a bunch, but I mean, you know, I was a little sad. But if there's a team
Yeah.
that had to beat them, the Islanders were the team.
I haven't
that
been gambling
wanted.
for like the last month or so, but this is right about the time when all my long
Your
yellows starting to
long,
come in, and
yeah.
some of them looking good. Montreal, though,
They
fingers
are
crossed.
looking
I got
great.
them. I think I was saying on a picture. I think it was like plus 2,700 odds for them to win the whole thing. So
Vegas beating the Avs 4-2.
that was. Whew.
We'll talk a little bit
Yeah.
more about it on the fantasy show later,
Uh,
but we got us a little close battle.
I'm still
right
feeling
now.
good. I
You
got-
are, but you're only like 30 points ahead.
Yeah,
man.
but like last night's Vegas game was weird. I got like no point. Luckily, I got Flurry. So
Yeah.
as long like I'm still scourging some points, but I mean I need I need Vegas's superstars to show up.
yeah, for
and now
sure.
luckily Mika Rantanen and Nathan McKinnon got me so many points that it's like
Yeah,
okay.
I'm 39 behind you. We have roughly the same amount of folks. But I have Braden Point and Matty Barzell going. Petrangelo, Shea Theodore, Petrie, Weber, Ryan Pulak, and the thing is, I got Vasi going. So if Tampa can advance, that's going to be extremely important for
I'm
me.
gonna laugh if it just comes down to Vasi versus Flurry.
Yeah, I mean, I won't laugh.
I mean,
that'll be great.
that'd be entertaining.
Like, you probably have the W, but I know you can't be excited about me trailing you right now.
Yeah, so I've got luckily the amount of points per game or points per night are starting to get a lot less because there's very few players left. I've still got Stone, Stamkos, Pacioretty, Marchand. I got Palat, who's not doing great, but he finally got, a goal. But Victor Hedman has been killing it for me.
Yeah, I mean, you got look. I think you got it locked up, but
Varlamov is finally starting to show up.
You got it locked up, I think, but it's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
Okay, Davey is the me of last year right now. So
Yeah, luckily I have one goalie who's killing it. The rest of my goalies have shit the bed. Fleury has 41 points, and I don't know what does Vasi have?
38.
38, yeah,
38. I had Saros had 9, and he was out first round.
Yeah, Jari had 6.
Leonard has me -1.
Yeah.
Mrazek has me 3.
I'm so happy he took because if you had taken Fleury first, I was going to take Leonard.
I know. Bobrovsky got me 2. So my goalies have been my extreme weak point, but Braden Point has me 45 and Barzal has me 27.
Braden Point, once again, Braden Point is he's
killer.
He's so good.
Killing it.
Nathan McKinnon went out with 44 points, but we'll talk about it more on the fantasy show. The Lightning win the series 4-1 versus the Canes.
Oh, I had money on them sweeping
You know
it,
what I don't
dude.
like is, and this might be a little sounds my sticky. Obviously being on social media is people wanting the Canes to get embarrassed or just because they beat the Preds. And it's like, what?
It's the opposite.
Like,
you
you-
want the Canes to go far and win the cup
Yeah,
because
the-
they've beat your team.
The funniest thing is when the Canes got beat, a bunch of people were saying, "Oh, karma's a bitch." It's like, what?
It's like
They beat us.
If
we lost.
If we would have won the series, then we would have just got rocked, dude.
Not
Like,
just that, but like, do you like by saying karma's a bitch? Are you saying that the Hurricanes cheated? Like, did they pull
Right.
an Astros? Because like they were a better team than us.
they absolutely
Facebook
were.
is a wild
I'm
west, man.
I'm always that, like because of our bracket challenge, which I've dominated. You have 0 possible
Oh yeah,
points.
I have 81
You
out of
are
81 possible points. I'm done.
Yeah, you were done.
I actually haven't
dominated
looked at that. I looked at today was the first day I looked at that since I made it because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's done.
No, I dominated you like hardcore. But I mean, I had the Lightning going a little further, and we both had the Preds winning round 1. So Canes moving on did nothing for us there.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the Canes would have won, I mean, it makes your team look better, not worse. That's silly. I mean, that's a stupid sports take.
The Habs sweep the Jets. Do we want to wear Habs jerseys for the live recording?
I'm in.
All right, I got to get by one.
Okay. Well, I got extras. I don't know if they'll
Okay,
fit. I don't know if
okay.
they'll fit. You can just wear it around your
Yeah.
neck like a sweater.
I'll wear it around my waist,
You
like
wear it around, yeah.
I'm a '90s yacht guy.
No, neck, dude. You got to go the neck like we're going to play tennis afterward. So I'm down. I'm totally down to wear Habs. I'm going to wear my Guillaume Latendresse jersey sweater. And the interesting thing about that, he was number 84 on the Habnadians, and it was the last number in the NHL that had never been worn.
Oh, wow.
So it was the first guy that ever wore that.
Do they count 00 as a number? I know in basketball it's a number. I don't know in hockey it's a number.
I do not know. I want to say Probably.
I might just snag this Cole Caulfield jersey, bro.
Yeah, but I
Ooh,
also have my
Carry price is on sale for another 5 hours.
Okay. Well, I also have the PK Subban Winter Classic Habs, which I think is sick, but I think I'm gonna go with the
Shea
Latendress, dude. I'm gonna go with the Latendress.
Yeah. We're just gonna do a podcast about us buying jerseys.
We're just and now we're just planning on our wardrobe for another live show on this show. So
all right. So obviously we just talked. So the semifinals going on right now. We record this on Tuesdays. Islanders lead Tampa 1-0. They play tonight, probably starting soon.
Yeah.
And then Vegas leads the Habs 1-0, and they play tomorrow night. So by the time the live show comes, Habs might be out of it. But fingers crossed.
If they're out of it, then we cancel the whole thing. We're not wearing them.
Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and order one. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's wear them. We're wearing them no matter what.
People come back. What? Where are we? All right. Anything you wanted to touch on before we move on?
No, we just I think that we got 4 good teams, and 4 of which I would not mind winning the cup. So I will be cheering for the Habs just because they're my team, but I have been talking up Vegas all year. So if they won, it's obviously going to do the best for me points wise in our battle. So but I'll be happy if any 4 of the team. I don't hate Tampa, even though they won last year. Love to see the Islanders win. Tampa is the last team of the 4 that I want to see win. I would say it's Habs, Vegas 4 points, then Islanders and Tampa. You got an order yourself, or?
So obviously what I want to see is Islanders Montreal.
I think that'd be sick.
That's
series.
the best one. As far as for fantasy, I want Vegas and Islanders, and I mean, well, honestly, what you have because you have Islanders players, so I need Vegas Tampa,
yes,
for fantasy, and just
and that's
eat
fantasy.
the points
I was talking about our picks, our early season and our mid season picks. If Vegas wins, I
haven't even checked to see where my mid season picks are or anything like that.
Yeah, so we'll see, but 4 good teams. There's no Penguins. There's no Blackhawks. I like the 4 teams remaining.
Let's move into joke of the week.
The weird. Corey Perry. Yeah, I don't like this. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish.
Each 6th chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister.
And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
Whew. Bad reviews are a sight. Today we've got 19 idiotic but real travel complaints. That this came from I looked it up earlier today. It's a travel company out of the UK.
Thomas Cook
Travel. And there are a lot of beach ones.
Thomas Cook Vacations.
We're
trying to sell this guy.
Yeah. Let me, all right. There's a couple pop-ups, but do we want to just each take one and go through it?
Yeah. This is 19 idiotic but real travel complaints.
I think it should be explained in the brochure that the local convenience store does not sell proper biscuits like custard creams or ginger nuts.
Yeah, that's a very British complaint because I'm not sure
that's
what they
like.
Because it sounds like they're talking about like cookies, right? Because like
the biscuits to them are cookies. I don't even know if they have a word for what we call biscuits.
Yeah, like just like a chicken biscuit or like a ham, egg, and cheese biscuit.
They probably just call it a pastry.
Yeah, probably something dumb like that. For sure.
I mean, Britons.
Ginger nuts. What is this, dude? Like, what is this? I don't even know. Okay, number 2. It's lazy of the local shopkeepers in Puerto Vallarta to close in the afternoons. I often need to buy things during siesta time. This should be banned. You're out. Like, hey, shopkeep, wake up from your nap, buddy. I've got to buy ginger nuts.
I think local siesta time is lunchtime. Like, you can't be closed for lunch.
You can be closed whenever you want.
That's the whole point of owning a store.
Right. Like, I can be closed whenever I want.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to say this is America, buddy, but it doesn't sound like it's America. But like,
This is Puerto Vallarta, dude.
this is our local country, guy.
This is insert local country guy. On my holiday to Goa in India, I was disgusted to find that almost every restaurant served curry. I don't like spicy food.
It seems like
India wasn't the place for you.
Well, it seems like that, obviously, number one. But like, also, it seems like that Indian restaurant had other things than curry and then non-spicy curry.
I'm sure that restaurant had their own Yelp page and not the travel company that got me there.
Well, they didn't put it in the, and we'll see this a lot, but they didn't put it in the brochure. Okay. I mean, I guess India doesn't not have McDonald's, right? Because of the
I
cow
think they
thing.
have McDonald's. It's just a
But
whole,
it's just
different
no
menu.
cow. No cow is like the thing,
I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but I don't think so.
So number 4, we booked an excursion to a water park, but no one told us we had to bring our own swimsuit and towels. We assumed it would be included in the price.
So if this just said towels, that is understandable.
Sure, that is
I wouldn't
understandable.
complain about it because it's like, do your own
because
research.
it's like, oh,
The
shoulda
swimsuit
known.
is what is like.
It's like, did you just come in like your
Hanging
like
dong?
regular clothes?
I like to think just shut up and butt ass naked.
They're
Like,
just
so
like-
bring me my swimsuits.
You sir, we're wake up from your siesta. Bring me the swimsuits.
The beach was too sandy. We had to clean everything when we returned to our room.
This is okay. So it is a lot different. This is very similar to my what snaps my stick.
This was you.
But it's
this was your complaint.
This was me. I didn't book through this guy, but I did complain to him.
There's just a general complaint about beaches.
I had a general complaint as well around this that kind of hits, but not at all. Like it wasn't like I got back to our house that we were renting, and I was like, I cannot believe all the sand. The beach is sandy, bro. Like, have you ever been to a beach before? Sand gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, if you take in a bag to the beach, there will forever be sand in that
Darth
bag.
Vader hated one thing, and it was sand.
It was sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
Makes you just kill
it's coarse and
Tuskens.
fine. Yeah, I mean, it's dude. You lock it down. You take a bag to the beach. That beach bag. No matter how many times you empty it, dude, you can empty it. Sand, 100% of the time.
Yeah.
We found the sand was not like the sand in the brochure. Your brochure shows the sand is white, but it was more yellow. Have you seen sand before? And it's like, also, that sand is pretty white. We're looking at a Beersby trophy of sand over here, and it looks pretty white. It's when you get that blazing sun down on that sand in which it turns a more yellow. But also, it was
like sand is different everywhere, but it's still sand. Like there are places with pink sand.
Yeah.
It's still sand.
Yeah. I mean, like the brochure, like you shouldn't be taking your sand advice from the brochure.
I like to think they opened the brochure and just sand just fell. I was like, welcome, this is the sand you'll
this
get.
is the exact sand. It's like when people are like, oh, this pizza that I ordered from Pizza Hut doesn't look like the commercial. It's like, yeah, no, duh. Like they fancy that up. Like, what are you talking about? Go 7.
They should not allow topless sunbathing on the beach. It was very distracting for my husband who just wanted to relax. I got some news for you, girl. Oh boy.
He was relaxed. Okay?
Yeah.
And he relaxed later on with the thought process, because if he's married to you, then I'm guessing that this is very common for him. We got these beach chairs that have the, like you can lay them all out or you can set them up or whatever, but it has like armholes and a face hole.
No dick hole? No boob hole?
Well, I was going to say this guy needed one with a dick hole. Like, you really ruined my joke. No, I usually let the flag fly on the beach. If I'm rock hard on the beach, you're going to know it, guy. Number 8. No one told.
This is amazing. This is the best one.
This is amazing. No one told us there would be fish in the water. The children were scared. Like, first of all, raise better children, okay? If they're scared of fish.
Unless this is a review of a pool, Like what
was
do you
it,
do?
was it Shark Week or something?
Yeah.
Like that's the only time it's safe to be in the water on the beach is when it's Shark Week because they're busy being
Yeah.
on television.
Yeah. They're in their trailers getting their makeup done.
I am just amazed by this. I mean, we went on vacation this past week and, I was with Stephanie's family and she has 3 little nephews who basically all they wanted to do was spend their time crab hunting and like catching minnows and stuff. You know how little kids are. That was their favorite part. Like, what kind of children are you raising that like this is scary to them? I'm confused by it. Number 9.
Although the brochure said there was a fully equipped kitchen, there was no egg slicer in the
You
drawers.
can tell this is British
Egg
because
slicer?
I have never even once heard anybody be like, "Where's the egg slicer?"
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, I'm assuming it's for hard-boiled eggs, which means a
But
hard-boiled egg takes 2 bites.
Takes 2 bites, but you can also cut it with a knife.
Yeah, it's
Okay?
called an egg slicer's a knife,
An
bro.
egg slicer? Like, what are you going to put your ginger nuts in there? Like, what are you doing? Number 10. We went on holiday to Spain and had a problem with taxi drivers as they were all Spanish.
So before the show, I guess because my brain can't fathom something so ridiculous, it thought this said that they only spoke Spanish, which, while insane, is less insane than they were just Spanish. I like to think they spoke
They were
perfectly
all
good
Spanish.
English. They spoke the Queen's English, but it was just, but
It
no,
was, they had a little bit of a tinge to it, which I
but
did
they were
not
just
like.
a little too dark for them.
Yeah, well, and I mean,
And
Spaniards
Spaniards don't even
from
like
Spain are
Yeah.
just like us, dude.
Yeah.
They're like a little darker than us.
They
We're
got
not-
a nice. They look like Italians.
They're not like from Central America where they're a little darker
Yeah.
of individuals. They're like Italians, dude.
Yeah.
Like I am. And besides the fact that we live in a world where there's literally Google Translate and you can just show
Yeah.
them the
But this didn't even say anything about
address.
the language. They just didn't
No.
like that they were Spanish.
No, I was so confused of why there
I'm
wasn't.
sorry. I thought I was coming to Spain.
Oh, I thought there was going to be some English blokes driving these taxis. Like, what? Are
Like,
you
sir, this is
doing?
no longer a
Sir,
colony.
Sir, Brexit's already happened, okay?
Yeah.
We kicked out all the English taxi drivers.
There is a, to go off beat for a second, there's this stand-up comedian. I want to actually find it and watch the whole thing. I saw a clip, but he challenges the audience to name a country that England has not beaten in a war at some point. And people are throwing out just insane countries like, I don't know, like
England used to rule the world.
yeah, and
dude.
he's literally you
Russia.
can tell he's like making shit up. Like, but he's a historian, he's also a comedian,
Sure.
so he's like, but he's saying it in a way that definitely sounds legitimate. And like some of them, like someone said Canada, he's like, well, Canada's an ally, which means they lost, didn't they? and everyone's like, oh. And then
Russia.
someone said America. It's like, yeah, well, look at them now. We definitely won that, didn't we?
Russia.
You're asking me like I'm going to answer the question, bro.
No, you're not. I don't know how
No.
much of the clip you saw.
I'm sure Russia was like part of like a war in the 1800s.
Sure.
Well, wait, no, that's World War One. Russia fought on the other side of World War One, I believe.
Boom.
Yeah.
Winners.
Yeah.
11.
11. The roads were uneven and bumpy, so we could not read the local guidebook during the bus ride to the resort. Because of this, we were unaware of many things that we would have had. Because of this, we were unaware of many things that would have made our holiday more fun.
Let me tell you something, Karen. You were never going to have any fun.
You could have read that before or after the ride.
You could have read it before you ever even got on the plane. You seem like the type of person that was never
So
going
what
to
I'm
have
finding
fun.
about British Karens is it's all about the brochure.
The brochure is very important.
It is the most important part of any holiday.
right. And they do
Which,
no external
As
research.
much as I dislike a lot of English things, the words they use, I love it. I love saying I'm going on holiday. I don't like I'm going on vacation. I say I'm taking my holiday.
Yeah.
It sounds better.
You like aluminium as
Aluminium?
well.
I'm going to ride my zebra on my holiday.
Yeah. But you're not a big brochure guy. I've never once heard you talk about a brochure.
No, not a big brochure guy.
Yeah. But these people totally into the brochure.
I almost wonder if they say it the same as us. Is
This
it like
one,
brochure?
No, they definitely don't say brochure. Yeah, I don't know. This one definitely I do not even believe is real, and it makes me doubt the entirety of the whole article.
I thought the same thing, honestly, when I first read it. I think
it's Huffington Post, so I mean it's satire a little bit. But I am fairly certain that they as in true Huffington Post fashion stole this from The Onion. They didn't know they were stealing it from The Onion. It took us 9 hours to fly home from Jamaica to England. It took the Americans only 3 hours to get home.
So
this seems unfair.
I typed it in and I'm like looking at thing, and a lot of people have the picture isn't loading, but someone said they found the picture on Yelp and the complaint was deleted eventually. But there was a lot of views that people believe that like flying that. They don't, because you can fly to Jamaica to England in one stop, and Jamaica to US you have to make one stop. That they believe that it should be quicker.
Yeah, that's not how.
That's not how distance works.
That's just not like if I had to run to the end of my street and then you had to run to the end of town, but I had to like chill out midway through. I'm still gonna beat you to the end of the street. And I mean, and the thing is, like, it would have to have been very specific to the American you were talking to, because there were probably people there from Washington that was gonna take them longer than it would.
But if that guy's just from Florida,
right, dude, like that dude could probably boat there. Okay,
I bet what happened because when you think
home.
about it, so if you fly from Jamaica to England, you are flying into London. Probably London Heathrow. There, you're probably not flying into Manchester. You're probably not. It's an international airport. So more than likely, they heard Americans say, "Oh, probably from JFK or something in New York." Well, it's about 7 hours.
Nashville's an international airport. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm playing devil's advocate here. Maybe they had heard a bunch of Americans who flew out into JFK. Like, oh, it takes 7. It's like that's reasonable. 3 hours.
What is this guy flying to Florida?
It's like yes. Actually, they're flying to Miami.
They're just going. I mean, no, they're going to Nashville, which is also we're America, bro. We got more than one international airport.
Well, I'm trying to find the shortest flight.
I got you.
Yeah.
I know, but
or
I know
they're just trying to the American Virgin Islands.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just seems ridiculous to me that somebody would like. You were clearly not a scientist, lady. You were worried about the egg slicer and the ginger nuts, okay?
It's all the same person.
13.
I compared the size of our 1-bedroom suite to our friend's 3-bedroom suite, and ours was significantly smaller.
Get poorer friends is what I've got to say, you know? Get poorer friends.
Did you think you were just going to get extra space? Like,
it's
just
like, dude, we're going
for Kung Fu?
Hey, we're going to trick the system. They got a 3-bedroom. It cost them a boatload more money. But we're going to get the old one.
They have the same space.
Oh, got it.
It only has 1 bed, but a lot of room for karate.
The problem is no egg slicer. Oh,
that's a problem.
Number 14. Again, we're going back to the brochure stated. No hairdressers at the resort. We're trainee hairdressers, and we think they knew and made us wait longer for service. They probably did know. You had your hair bobbed, okay? Like you were they're like, hey, that was the first thing. That was that first thing that Spanish guy at the resort, that, you know, that Spanish taxi driver called his Spanish friends at the Spanish resort and was like, we got a couple of hairdressers here. Oh, 15.
When we open that bar that we've always talked about, I want to sign this as no hairdressers.
No. Well, no. We allow hairdressers. We just make them wait longer.
Yeah. There were too many Spanish people there. The receptionist spoke Spanish. The food was Spanish. No one told us that there would be so many foreigners.
Bro,
you're the foreigner.
To be fair, that's fair. Nobody told them that they would be foreigners in a foreign country, okay? They were hairdressers, Bobby. They were hairdressers, for goodness sake.
And what's crazy is, listen, Americans are special. We have our own crazy. But you could just tell that a lot of English people, they colonized everything. They have the colonization gene in them, because everywhere they go, they're like, What's up with all these foreigners here?
Yeah. They're like, dude, this was an English colony. Not
Americans
15 years ago. Americans don't even care about anything.
Americans are like, what's up
outside
with
of
all the
America?"
foreigners here? English people go, what's up with all the foreigners here?
Americans do this as well, but the thing is, America just thinks we're the most important thing in the order of things. English just assumes that everything are also English. You know, like we just don't even care about you or your Spanish speaking. We just, America, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like number 16. We had to line up outside to catch the boat, and there was no air conditioning. I am interested to know where they have lined up outside for somewhere where they were blasted with AC. What? 17. Not a lot to say about that.
It is your duty as a tour operator to advise us of noisy or unruly guests before we travel. It's their duty.
How?
Because it's their duty, Brandon.
It's their duty. To be fair, it is their duty.
It is their patriotic duty.
But like, you know, it is. That's true. It's patriotism. The brochure didn't mention the unruly guest that checked in at the same time as me. So are you not making brochures before each trip? Because that's unacceptable. Number 18. I was bitten by a mosquito. The brochure didn't mention mosquitoes. I don't wish this upon a lot of people. Some people for sure, but not a lot. Definitely this person. I hope they got malaria. And if we're being completely honest, I hope that they got West Nile virus.
That's a clip I'm gonna use. Cut that we're talking about anybody. I
hope they got West Nile virus. I hope they survived. Clip that in as well. No. But no, West Nile for sure. Yeah. I hope you got it. I hope you were writing this on Yelp in the hospital bed.
All right, number 19. Round us out. It's a good one. My fiance and I requested twin beds when we booked, but instead we were placed in a room with a king bed. We now hold you responsible and want to be reimbursed for the fact that I became pregnant. This would not have happened if you had put us in the room that we had booked. I mean,
they sound like a very large couple if they were just not going to be able to bang with a twin bed.
Yeah.
Like, are they both like 450 pounds each? That it was like, dude, the king, we've finally been able to, you know, get a little in. My husband accidentally slipped it in. It was an accident.
And here's the thing, like, even smaller than a twin bed, you can make it happen, bro.
Well, you know,
the floor.
900 pounds, though.
Yeah, well,
that's
maybe
lot.
Not these people.
These people that we're talking about. I am just very confused where they're like, look, we're not going to bone if we get the two twins. But we walk in, there's a king. We throwing it down.
Yeah.
Get the egg slicer. Get the ginger nuts.
And reimburse.
Get the, we got to forget about this Spanish taxi driver that drove us to the resort. Okay? We got a bone right now.
All right. We're moving into our pop culture segment. The summer of Bond continues.
Boom, 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 boom.
With part 2, we've got From Russia with Love and Goldfinger. I really liked From Russia with Love. Goldfinger was... The last quarter of it was good. The first 75% was pretty boring.
I liked From Russia with Love. I thought it was pretty good. I actually really liked Goldfinger. It was the first of the 3 movies that we watched that actually felt like a spy film. And it seems like our early thought process on it of Sean Connery not really being a spy is really lined up.
Yeah. He's Jason Bourne. He goes in, he kicks some ass. He's not much of a sleuth.
He was supposed to be watching Goldfinger, and he just
immediately
banged his girl, ruined his game,
told him his name, and talked to him.
He's like, "What up? It's your boy James Bond, the spy that's been watching you."
And I literally had to rewind it. So, because I was like, okay, so I was very confused. So he sent Odd Job to beat his ass in the hotel room.
Yeah.
did Oddjob not tell him? I guess he can't, but did he in no way communicate what he looks like? Or did he, when he was on the golf course, did Oddjob not say, hey, that's the dude who screwed your girl and screwed you over on your thing? Because I know
he did. Well, I mean, he did.
I guess
say
he just
after,
never. I guess he never knew he was a spy. Like for MI6, he just thought he was a dick.
Well, he did. I mean, I'm sure he knew he was a spy because he said this is the second time that we've met.
But so like, what? There were so many things that I just had to like rewind. I'm like, wait a second, what? Like, I don't know. It was all, and also this one, with Goldfinger, I forgot how much of Austin Powers was based off James Bond. Like, I feel like after this we should do the Austin Powers.
Yeah,
because honestly, I love Austin Powers.
Me too.
They are so good, and it was so
groovy, baby.
And it was, fuck me, fuck you. Honestly, I kind of want to do that. And like, I want to take like a water break,
a summer of Bond water break, so we can watch the 3 Austin Powers movies. Okay, I'm interested in it.
But also James Bond,
maybe in between Lazenby's Bond and
Pierce Brosnan,
or no, Roger Moore's Bond and Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I'm totally down because I'm a huge Austin Powers fan.
I love Austin Powers.
I agree.
I always upset they never followed through with making the next one, which was Seth Green taking over as Dr. Evil, and they were their plan was that Dr. Evil and Austin Powers were going to do like a buddy cop style. Like
I love you. I love you.
Male, male, male. But yeah. So also, Sean Connery as James Bond is a creep.
Dude, I'm really hoping that when we move from Connery, they've, like, I know he's a ladies' man. Like, that's part of the game.
Is he though? Or is he just a rapist?
No, James Bond is a ladies' man.
Sean Connery
makes it extremely... Going back to Goldfinger, there was literally a point where he forced a kiss on Pussy Galore. And... she was just then into it after she was like fighting him hard. That is super creepy to me that was just like ever like no big deal. He's, 007. I will say from Russia with Love, I liked it. It was cool. It was a good, good storyline. But I feel like when we got to Goldfinger, we finally got that scene that I had been waiting for of like, we get him in every movie, all the new tech that he gets.
But this is like real new tech.
Dude, the Aston Martin was sick, nasty, dude. Yeah. Like that was awesome. I
did like from Russia with Love the suitcase bomb.
Yeah, that was sick. That was sick.
Yeah. And honestly, I just liked from Russia. I liked more from Russia with Love. It was more entertaining for me.
Yeah.
And I really loved the whatever the bad guy's name was. Not the main bad guy, that the Dr. Evil guy.
Not number one.
But like the guy who they was sent after him.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. So like, listen, everyone knows that Sean Connery at this point in time was like, I think when he in like 64, 65, he had been like whatever it is, like the most handsome man in the world or whatever, like the sexiest man in the world.
He's a good looking guy.
So he comes to Megan's like, this dude's ugly as shit. And I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh no, but I'm like, really? That's surprising. And she's like, no, look at him. First off,
of all, look at him. He's got a wonderfully chiseled chin. Like he's got perfect chest hair. Like, like I'm not interested.
I was like, listen, you haven't even seen him rape anybody yet. So it's not like you have anything to go off of.
You haven't even seen the rape scene. I feel like this is an Always Sunny episode. Like, yeah.
He's like, it's the implication.
Yeah. It's like, you're going to have sex with me because we're on a plane. And I did love the Goldfinger scene when and they went to Baltimore, which was dope. Yeah. Obviously. But
I don't think they landed in Baltimore. They just said, we're going to Baltimore. Now we're in Kentucky.
Psych. We're in Kentucky. I love the old school. This was, I guess, when they really started getting like money pumped into them. Because the Kentucky Fried Chicken that the CIA guys were
the green screens are so bad. Like you can tell like the plane flying is just like on a string and it's like like going up and down, jumping.
Oh, no doubt. But when he goes in the bathroom to change and like, that Chinese girl is like looking in and he's like, put stuff in front of it.
He's like, these are where I keep all my peepholes too.
Right. He's like, dude, I know. Like we had the same
one creep to another.
We had the same people guy. Okay. Like I hired this guy last summer.
You think he from after watching From Others to Love, do you think he like took that submarine spyglass and he was like, I'm gonna put those in all the bathrooms?
He's like, I'm in for this.
I love it.
For sure. The Romani Camp thing to me was super weird. Like,
Yeah,
he's just like, his one request after saving the, I guess it was King's life or whatever, the leader's life, was to have the chick stop fighting over the leader's son. And then the leader was just like, now you get to pick which one of these two chicks you want to bang. Like, that was it. And he was like, I'm going to need some time with this. And they were just,
you've never needed time before.
right. Well, I mean, I was like, I guess, rape scenes, totally cool in the movies back in the day.
Forced marriage.
Threesomes? No, not cool. Not cool, buddy. Look, our kids are watching this. Okay. Yeah. So, and I mean, what I thought was going to happen from that point forward was anybody James Bond buddied up with, dead. No question. And I mean, it was true in the first two, but not so much in the third. He never really buddied up with anybody.
Yeah.
He was just captured the whole time.
Yeah.
So
It was, and the absolute incompetence of the guys that were like tailing him and stuff was just,
they were terrible.
Yeah.
They were not good.
they made the CIA look like a joke.
Yeah.
Which also highly illegal. CIA is not allowed to operate on American soil.
American soil, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not...
I guess they just forgot about that. Or maybe that might have been a law that happened after the 60s. Who knows?
Sure. I mean, the
Kinda-
Cold War
middle
was
of the Cold
happening.
War, yeah.
The Cold War was happening. They're like, operate wherever you want, buddy. I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean...
You know
They
who
were-
I loved? I can't remember his name now. The guy, his buddy who died in From Russia with Love, who had like all the sons. He was a cool character. I liked him a lot. The one,
Yeah.
yeah,
The guy, his buddy.
yeah, his
That's
buddy
what
who
I'm saying.
Yeah, he was a cool character.
It was like the other, totally forget his name too, but it was like the other guy in Dr. No.
Yeah,
That died from the fire.
black
He
guy,
just
who
did
was
not
like,
hide.
this shrub will protect me from
He's
the
like,
fire.
hold on, they're never gonna see me. Like, that shrub is not as big as you, man. That's a dragon. Okay. I liked him too. I was sad to see him die.
But I saw it coming from a mile away.
Sure. Oh no, dude was dead as soon as he befriended James Bond.
Yeah, and also for having a secret code, they're just like saying it super out in the open. Like it's like, yeah, that guy, like, if he knows, like, the best thing is like he knows people are following him. He assumes everyone's following him. He's just gonna say a secret code out loud multiple times.
He's like,
you got a
pick a-
cigarette? No, I like lighters.
He's like, Piccadilly. Like, why are you saying that, man? Like, oh my gosh. But I've been fairly pleased with the movies,
Yeah.
like being 1960s movies. I mean,
I'm excited for the new ones.
Yes, I am very excited to get to Brosnan for sure, because I am, I'm a big fan of Pierce myself.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like it's finally going to get to like real movies where we get to see real
Have you ever seen the
things.
movie? I can't remember now. It's one where he's a art thief, and I can't. Man, it's a very
Pierce Brosnan steals art? Is that it?
yeah. What is it? The listeners probably like, oh, it's this. The Thomas Crown Affair. Great movie.
The title's too long. I'm not interested.
It
in
is. It's Pierce Brosnan and some other Rene Russo and Dennis Leary. And
Dennis Leary, I'm a huge fan
and
of.
I think Dennis Leary's chasing him. He's the FBI, and Thomas Crown is like,
really?
yeah,
Dennis Leary was at some point big enough to be an FBI agent.
1999,
main role.
Bro. Dennis Leary. Yeah, this is before
Well,
this.
I know he's big, but he was not a great actor.
Well, yeah, but he's playing FBI agent. How hard can it be? Like,
True.
But no, it's a very,
I
very.
hope we don't have any FBI agent listeners because we're done. We're out.
Hey,
They're going
we've
to
already
team
got the
up with the
KGB
Chinese and the Russians. And
Did we just create world peace?
we have not technically created world peace, but we allied all the enemies around the world against the Pucks Out podcast.
I mean,
Maybe before
all
they
publicity
kill
is
us,
good publicity, buddy.
Maybe before they kill us, we can sell them a conch.
Well, I'll take it. All right, let's move into our questions from the internet. Do me a favor. Picture Harrison Ford in your head right now. You DC Han or Indy?
Look at me, kid. I see Han every time.
For me, it's Indy. Specifically, the scene where the ninja or whatever, or the sheik is like throwing his sword around. He's like, I ain't got time for this, and just pulls his gun.
Yeah.
It's a great scene.
Well, if we're talking about the specific scene that we see, Han shot first, bro.
Oh,
It's Greedo,
yeah, 100%.
dude. He literally shot old boy under the table, dude. Just
You know how they did that, like mockumentary, the 30 for 30 on Space Jam. I would love to see a fake like CSI thing, like one of those like crime
like a murder investigation
about Harrison, about Han Solo murdering Greedo. It's like, we find a green alien dead in a cantina.
like a forensic files.
Yeah.
Peter Thomas is running a forensic files on what is it, Tatooine?
Yeah.
He's just like, this dude legit.
He's interviewing like the band.
This is not at all self-defense, everybody. Like, this guy's gun was not even out of its holster.
Yeah.
Okay.
It comes out as like, he ended up being a general for the rebellion. Is this an inside?
Like, this dude was a smuggler. Like, he was a criminal. Even if the Republic was in power.
He's wanted by the Empire in many places.
And would have been wanted if the Republic was still in charge. Like, he was a legit criminal. And everybody is like, dude, he's such a good guy.
Listen, Indiana Jones is not a good person at all. He straight up steals relics from their place of where they're supposed to be.
Puts them
and he's
in
like,
a museum.
this belongs in a museum. No, Indy, no, it doesn't. It belongs where you got it from.
It's like that.
You listen, if you have to avoid like 8 booby traps, it should probably just stay there, dude.
Well, and like the thing
How
is,
many people did you get killed?
the most impressive portion of Harrison Ford to me is that like his buddy hooks up with his own sister and he's like, oh, that's your sister? Making in my move. He's like, I'm gonna bang your sister, bro. He had such a contempt for Luke that even after he had to be grossed out by making out with his sister, he's like, I'm gonna bang your what used to be your chick, which is now your sister. Like, it was the ultimate power move to me. I mean, he was clearly a bad guy.
You know what's funny is that scene where he just shoots the guy. That was all improv. That wasn't supposed to happen.
He literally killed a guy on set?
Yeah. So what happened was Harrison Ford had a really, really, really bad cold. He did not want to be on set that day. He was supposed to be a sword fight scene. And instead, he improv'd and like
Did he even have a sword?
No, because it ended right before he went out. Because apparently someone was supposed to like give it to him in the crowd, and he just like didn't take it. And
I've never once seen swords used in the Star Wars universe. I guess that's why.
Well, I'm talking about Indiana Jones.
Oh, I'm not familiar. I've never really watched.
Oh, you never. Okay, so that was the scene I'm talking about. So there's a scene in Indiana Jones where he's like running through a town, and this ninja comes out, and he's like, I'm gonna fight you with a sword right now. And he does all these moves, and he's just like looks around, he just pulls his gun and shoots him.
He's just like a history professor, bro. Like,
yeah. But anyway, so he just pulls his gun, and it's like, so everyone, it's like, that's a dope ass move. Like, he's like, I don't have time to sword fight with you. But anyway, in the original script, he was supposed to get into a big sword fight, but he had such a bad cold that Harrison Ford was like, I don't want to do this. So he pulled his gun, which obviously had blinks in it, or hopefully.
No.
And he just
didn't.
shoots it. And luckily the guy playing the other part rolled with it and just pretended it got shot and fell.
That dude on the other side, big improv guy. He knew what was coming out. He's improv with Michael Scott before.
Yeah. When this is done, or right after this, I'm going to pause because that is a great scene in the movie.
We'll watch it after the show.
Yeah.
We'll watch it after the show.
So we got some cards. What do we got?
If you could put any franchise restaurant in your house, what would it be?
That's easy, bro. Houston's.
Mine is, I'm going to go a little off script, dude. Whataburger. I'd love a Whataburger at the house. No doubt. Whataburger's my jam. Houston's a little more fancy. I'll tell you what I would die before it came into my house, though. Chili's, dude. I would pull a Harrison Ford on myself before I let a Chili's into my home. Big Whataburger fan. I had Whataburger twice.
Whataburger's great. Come in Middle Tennessee soon.
Boom. Think we can get sponsored by Whataburger?
Yeah.
That would be the sickest.
It's happening.
All right. What is a little thing someone can do that automatically makes them a crazy person?
You go first. I didn't even think about mine.
You say something relatively normal and they super wide eye you. Like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
they're just like, oh, you like Whataburger? And they lick their
that's a good one.
lick their lips, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, no matter what interaction you've ever had with this person, whether it's been long term, short term, dude, that's kind of weird. Like, that makes you a little crazy.
I don't like to kink shame people, so
I'm not saying that it's shameful. I'm just saying, like, if you're in the bedroom and you do this to somebody, no worries. But like, if I'm at a bar and I bring up Whataburger and some dude looks at me, wide eyes me, licks his lips, and he's like, I love Whataburger. The whisper, though, is very necessary to it.
Has to be the whisper.
Well, I mean, we've talked about the whisper and how creepy the whisper can be. So I'd say that would be one. I mean, there's plenty of things that you can just do.
I think something that I've experienced a lot growing up playing video games is the people who feel the need to, on their mic, put the speakers of the music they're listening to right up so that everyone knows what they're listening to.
Yeah, it makes you a little crazy, for
like,
sure.
First off, it's bad enough if it's just loud enough we can hear it through your mic, but when we can tell that you're purposely putting the speaker, like, oh, cool, bro. Like, it's like something's wrong.
It's like, I don't want to listen to Lil Peep, dude. Turn it off. And they never play good music. The people that do this don't play good music.
It's never been good music.
It's, you know, it's just terrible.
It's just like a bad mixtape from a guy they got on the street in New Orleans.
Okay, first of all, don't ever come at my boy. I put it that.
Who's your boy? Do you know the name?
When I traded in my car, I left the CD in the CD player, so I don't have the CD. But it's
we gotta find him.
Da Boy Cali Fresh.
Yeah,
Da Boy Cali Fresh. Shout out if this dude listens to Hockey Comedy Podcast and he knows. Respect to my boy, but like, that dude was pretty solid to me.
I want to see if he's got a Facebook.
Yeah, and if it may not be specifically that, but I definitely have the.
There's
case.
definitely a rapper with that name, whether it's him or it's not.
It was DeCali something.
There's Fresh Brothers Pizza. Nope, not. I'll dig deep and find.
I literally have the case.
No, that's a 3-6. That's 3-6 Mafia. Was it 3-6 Mafia?
It was 3-6. Yeah. Together. I literally still have the case of it though.
Oh, find the case and I'm sure we can.
Oh, dude, I know where it is.
I'm sure there's like something on the back that says something like, you know.
Dude, it has his name on the case. Like, I know it. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of weird, like, little things that people can do that makes them weird.
Yeah.
They're like, they say, oh, hell yeah, to like things that are weird. Like, if we were watching James Bond together and he was,
the rape scene.
It was a rape scene in there.
Not the rape scene, a rape scene.
Just any of them, any of the thousands between the 3 movies that we've watched. He was just like, oh, hell yeah. And we're like, what? I don't know if that's crazy or it just makes him a psychopath, though.
There's a College Humor skit where, like, this girl, like, they go back to the house and she like looks through, like, while he's going back, she's like looking through his Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like calls her friends. She's like, so there's a lot of like Nazi stuff on here and anime. And it's like, and it, like, for some reason in this Netflix world, it like, you know, like the red that shows how much he watched.
Yeah.
It showed the red in the middle of a movie. She's like, he watched Old Yeller, but just the part where the dog died. And it's like, and he watched, and she's like, and he's like, he watched the Girl with the Dragon 2, but only the rape scene 30 times. And it's like, and now there's a Hitler anime porno. And she's like, maybe it's a misunderstanding. He comes back in the room. He's like, oh yeah, sorry, there's some weird stuff on there. I share an account with my ex. And she's like, how dare you?
That was what it was. That was where it.
She's like,
shut down.
No,
Hitler rape scene. No biggie, but sharing an account with your ex, like, come on, guy. Come on, guy.
Let's move on to this or that.
Time to cast your vote. Vote your cast. Choose your pick. Pick your choice. Make a decision and take a side for this or that.
All right. This one I think is pretty easy.
Me too.
We might have to have a discussion about
I've thought about it, and this is easy.
fight to the
me.
death, Darth Vader, Sauron, or Thanos. For me, do we want to say it at the same time?
Yeah, sorry.
1, 2, 3. Thanos.
Vader.
Really?
Yeah. Vader will, if you have no information that's required of him, he's just going to kill you pretty quickly. Thanos may toy with you.
Oh, is that? I was looking at who I could beat.
You could beat the guy with 5 stones.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Didn't say Thanos with the gauntlet.
Okay.
I'm assuming Thanos. Just
you
Thanos.
think
Thanos.
that you could beat the literal Titan?
I have a better chance because at some
You
point
do not.
I just got to hold out long enough for the Avengers to get there. Who
You
am I
do
waiting on with
not.
Darth Vader? I'm waiting on Luke
It's
to get here.
one slice, bro. You're done. He has like a big, huge, double-sided sword. That dude's like 8 foot tall.
You know what nobody tried to do? I never saw someone try to shoot him with a gun. Falcon was just used. No one was actually shooting him.
Everybody tried to shoot him with a gun.
Let's go back and watch. I don't think one point someone actually tried to shoot him with a gun.
It wouldn't have mattered. He's a literal Titan.
He's just from the Titan. He's just from the planet, from the moon of Titan, bro. At no point do we know if bullets can't go through his skin when he's not empowered.
But we don't know that they can't. Like, he literally had magicians on his team, dude.
Yeah, I'm not fighting Ebony Maw. I'm fighting Thanos.
So this dude, this literal Ebony Maw
an
magician,
axe cut his head off. A bullet can go through him.
he literally has a magician that follows him to the end of the earth and like goes to other planets to do his bidding. And we're not thinking that this guy is like better than him.
Okay, so if it's who I wanted to die from the quickest, then
Because
okay,
we're all gonna die from
fine.
all
Then
of
I still
them.
pick Thanos because let me just get snapped. If we're going this world, if he's got the gauntlet, I'll
That's
just get
not
snapped.
dying. You're just going to some other
He killed
world.
Loki pretty quick. Just a.
Yeah, and Loki has
But also
magical
of these
powers.
3, I could actually like persuade him to let me work for him. None of the
There
others.
you go.
Yeah,
Well, see, that's not what we're talking
Yeah.
about, though. But we could get Vades to allow us to. Dude, I'm not being a rebel. I'm not going to be a.
No, but he might just be like, bro, like I got like enough
to
already.
be fair, while you're in his employment, it is the most dangerous to be working for Vader. You know, I mean, because he killed multiple people that worked for him.
I don't know, dude. You brought too much sand from your vacation. He might say, "Oh no, boom, you're dead."
You're on holiday. He's British.
So let's change this question up a little bit.
Okay.
You fight one of these 3, but you get on your team the people that are against him in the movie. So obviously, all 3 of these people were defeated in their movies.
Well, definitely still not choosing Sauron because the people that fought him in the movies.
Yeah. You get a couple hobbits and some humans. Like that's
And
not,
like really the hobbits fighting him or just trying to destroy the thing that makes him great.
yeah. Sauron to me is you
Make
don't
Middle Earth
because
great
here's the
again.
thing they defeated the stuff around Sauron. They actually never fought Sauron straight on. They didn't even let him get like reincarnated.
There was only one person that ever like really, I mean, that we saw within the Lord of the Rings films that really ever fought Sauron.
And all he did was cut his finger off.
It was just a finger deal.
Yeah.
And it just like
Because here's the
stunned
thing.
him.
Here's a quick thought. Why did they make those magic things rings and not like a necklace or an anklet? Something that's a lot harder to get cut off. I feel like an anklet would have been a lot less cinematic for 7 anklets.
9 anklets for the men.
And 1 pinky ring to rule them all.
one pinky toe ring.
1 gauge.
I think all the jewelry should have been different. 3 nose ring for the elves. Yeah.
No, so I think we're
I would
agreed.
say Vader is really the only option there, right?
I don't know.
Like,
With Thanos, you get you're thinking about like Endgame, you get everyone. Like you're just like, all right, let's bring it. All right, bring in everyone.
Okay. I mean, if we're talking like, the Endgame crew in which they've brought
Because Darth
back
Vader's
everyone.
Endgame crew is a smuggler, a princess, a preteen, barely trained for 2 hours with Yoda. What else you got?
but it's his son.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get to
Thanos, you get his
distract him with the
daughters.
son. That's true. No, he threw one of his daughters off of a cliff. Okay.
Yeah, but he cried about it.
She's dead, though. She's dead. And one's a robot in which he can just like literally feel what
Yeah.
she's feeling. I think Vader is the answer to the question on every level.
Yeah, but We both agree Sauron's the worst one to pick.
No, that is there is no question that you could ask that Sauron would be. This dude literally dies and he just like goes and lives as a ghost in a forest
A black
for like
mist.
a while. He's just like, I gotta go kick it in the forest, in the Mirkwood, you know, like just gotta go chill. So
All right, let's move on to what's snapping our stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right. Lately, I changed my sleeping schedule. I've been waking up a little bit earlier, which means I have a little bit more time in the morning to wake up, watch some First Steak, watch some of the other stuff. And we're in the middle, the heart of the NHL playoffs right now. Nothing is talking about hockey in the morning, bro.
yeah.
It's insane. Listen, I have no problem with them covering basketball. I get it. The basketball, like I respect basketball, but it's nonstop talking about basketball. There is no, and because I have AT&T, I have no way of getting the NHL network, so I can't watch anything about hockey in the morning. It's all basketball, all day.
Yeah, I 100. That's always, dude. That's always been that way. I think we're gonna see a shift in that when ESPN starts getting a little more coverage to it.
That's what I hope.
I'm hoping
I can't wait
that
to see
as well.
Stephen A. talking about hockey. It's going to be amazing.
Agreed. I'm super excited about that. But I agree with you 100%. I'm with you. I don't have a sport, but I do feel a bit like the British Karen because it wasn't quite her. But just, I just got back from the beach and there's sand everywhere. Not talking about going back to my condo with sand, but just like, how did so much sand travel with me? I'm just so blown away. I'll be getting sand out of different orifices of my bags for what I feel like is years. We're going to Baltimore. I'm going to pull stuff out in the Airbnb and it's going to be like sandy. Okay. So, that's all I got. I don't have many complaints this week, but I am Darth Vader, bro. I hate the sand. So,
all right, guys. It was great to be back. Congratulations again, buddy, on your
thank
engagement.
you, man. Happy birthday, late
Thank
birthday.
you. We will see you guys next week. And cheers.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.